Good day family, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. According to reliable sources from Burkina Faso, I would like you to watch this video.
Correct communique number 3, please listen. Correct communique number 3, resolutely committed to the fight against terrorism and all its imperialist supporters who, under the false pretense of working for world peace, fuel various hotspots of tension in Africa and elsewhere. The President of Faso, Comrade Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the government and the entire Burkinabe people are also fully committed to a genuine rebuilding of the state. In addition to the various presidential initiatives aimed at accelerating development for the well-being of the Burkinabe people, bold reforms are being implemented and good governance is being promoted with a view to instilling ethics in public life. It is in this context that, on September 25th, during our second address, we brought to public attention serious irregularities involving individuals and entities from both the public administration and the private sector. In the same vein, during the launch of the second phase of the Days of Patriotic Commitment and Citizen Participation on Monday, October 2nd, 2025, the Comrade President of Faso once again denounced corruption, that pernicious evil which is eating away at our society. Despite multiple warnings, denunciations, calls to order, and sanctions, some Burkinabés, resistant to change, turn a deaf ear and continue to engage in practices that are completely at odds with the values of the progressive popular revolution led in the name of and for the people. Several sectors of activity remain plagued by corruption. The corruptors call the shots there, taking advantage of the boundless greed and carelessness of the corrupted. Indeed, according to reports, this time recorded by the High Authority for State Control and the Fight Against Corruption, customs officers in Burkina Faso are alleged to have committed acts of corruption and money laundering, demanding payments from truck drivers to allow their trucks to pass, despite the vehicles having been properly cleared at the Ouagadougou Customs Office. These events, which date back to May 2021, would see several developments. Indeed, at the request of the HASEC, the public prosecutor of Faso immediately opened an investigation, which led to the discovery of large sums of money held by the accused in their offices and homes. Irrefutable material evidence of acts of corruption involving two agents, one an inspector and the other a customs controller, has been added to the case file. The continuation of the investigation also led to the arrest of 11 other customs officers for the same offenses of corruption and money laundering. 12 witnesses, freight forwarders, customs brokers, transporters, and merchants, heard as part of the case investigation, all admit to having handed over sums of money ranging from 100 to 150,000 CFA francs without receipts to the accused who were stationed at the National Coordination for the Fight Against Fraud. So how can we understand that state agents assigned to this structure, which is supposed to fight against fraud, are themselves guilty of acts of corruption and money laundering? In the face of their outright denial of the accusations, they will all be confronted with the undeniable evidence thanks to images and videos showing them caught in the act of corruption. The corruption denounced within the customs sector is also widespread in the judicial sector. Yes, unfortunately, the justice system, this noble institution meant to be a moral compass for society and its citizens, also turns out to be a world plagued by numerous dysfunctions. Several complaints and reports have also been received by the Commission for the Regulation of Dysfunctions as well as the Office of the President of Faso. These reports concern corruption and embezzlement committed by justice officials, namely absenteeism, delays in processing cases, abuse of office, the crime of appearance, and arrogance towards litigants. Let us return to the case of the customs officers whose file was submitted to the Office of the Investigating Judge of the Ikofi Division. Despite the clear evidence included in the file, the confessions and admissions by the accused, and the consistency of the testimonies, to everyone's surprise, a dismissal of the case was pronounced by the investigating judge in July 2024. This raises a major question about the good faith and integrity of the judges who handled and ruled on this case. Dissatisfied with this decision, the prosecutor of Faso appealed the investigating judge's order before the investigating chamber of the Court of Appeal. On August 27, 2025, the investigating chamber, the higher supervisory court, failed to overturn the initial decision despite the manifestly compelling evidence in the case file. It It upheld a line of reasoning that disregards on the one hand the materiality of the offense, the handing over and recovery of the money, and on the other hand the consistency between the images and videos recorded by the undercover investigators and the practices reported by the witnesses. This upholding of the dismissal, despite the blatant evidence, undermines the fight against corruption and sends an extremely negative signal about the effectiveness and rigor of the specialized judicial unit. At the end of this judicial farce, those implicated managed to obtain from the judges who handled the case the identities of the whistleblowers, as well as documents from the proceedings, elements that are normally protected to guarantee the anonymity and safety of any whistleblower. Not content with violating a sacred principle of law, namely the protection of the whistleblower's identity, one of the customs officers implicated goes so far as to drag the whistleblower before a judge, whom they bribe in exchange for a harsh sentence against this citizen who simply wanted to help bring the truth to light. As a reminder, disclosing the identity of whistleblowers in violation of current regulations is a serious offense that endangers the citizen and undermines the entire whistleblowing system. This also highlights a serious dysfunction in the chain of justice and witness protection. In connection with this case, a series of interrogations of justice officials, followed by hearings held during October 2025, revealed a vast network of unscrupulous agents at the Ouagadougou Court of Appeal. 10 magistrates, including a chamber president, an attorney general, a deputy attorney general, a FASO prosecutor, an investigating judge, a sitting judge, and others, as well as a lawyer, are implicated. Large sums of money were also involved in acts of corruption and influence, leading to a biased investigation and a partisan judgment of the case. For such serious acts involving legal professionals who are supposed to guarantee exemplary and equal justice, a campaign of disinformation and denigration has once again been carried out by deceitful Western media, particularly French outlets, true to their mission, who accuse the Burkinabe authorities of having detained magistrates for, according to them, previous acts that would incriminate them. Far from allowing itself to be distracted, the Coral, in the face of all these failings, warns all those who are guilty of acts of corruption and who will attempt to manipulate the actors of justice. The perpetrators and their accomplices will be held accountable and will face the full force of the law. In the name of the principle of equal rights, no favors will be granted to anyone. We will intensify the fight against corruption and the impunity of judicial actors by demanding strict adherence to rules of ethics and professional conduct. We are convinced that one cannot speak of the moralization of public life while ignoring that of the judicial system. Justice plays a vital role in the protection of rights and freedoms. That is why disciplinary sanctions against unscrupulous actors in the judicial sector will continue, without excluding legal proceedings. Once again, CORAG calls on Burkinabe citizens to remain vigilant and to thwart any manipulations that may arise from this tough fight against corruption and bad practices. Let us commit ourselves to building a Burkinabe society that is dignified, upright, just, prosperous, and sovereign. Homeland or death, we shall overcome. This is where this special edition ends. Thank you for watching.
Yes, this is an incredible one from Captain Ibrahim Traore. People of Burkina Faso, the government, and Burkinabe's militaries, they have committed in rebuilding Burkina Faso and also to intensify fight against corruption regarding the profession and the ethics concerning the judiciary. What do you have to say about this news? You can always drop your opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to click the like, share, and if you are new here, subscribe to my channel for more intel. And thanks for watching. God bless you.